Hey everyone. Like, how do I start this? Hey, how's it going? This is I'm David, and this is my friend Miles, and we haven't done one of these little podcasts for a while.
Yeah, the last time I was in here, Dave had a green screen, and now
that was a while ago.
Yeah, I was saying to him, everybody's got real set now, right? Like just before we came on here, and you said, yeah, they do.
Well, I'm trying to think. Who had a green screen that doesn't have one now, except for me. Because like you said that, I'm like, I guess people have real sets, but didn't they always have real sets?
I just feel like, I don't know. I guess from my own personal watching YouTube experience that people had more green screens, and I feel like now they have real sets. So
yeah, I mean, the green screen just got boring, and like if you're not using it to its advantage, like if I'm not doing stuff with it, like changing the background and being weird with it, then why am I even having it? What's the point?
I like that it shows off your personality a little bit. You know what I mean? It's got right. Mario and the Blue Jays, and
in fact, this is a great time to plug my Patreon, because on Patreon this week I did a quick live stream going over each of the little boxes in my set and what they are and why that stuff's there. So if you want to become a subscriber, theoriginalnational.com/join. And link is below the video in the description box. But yeah, sorry.
That's a good chance for everybody to get you to know you a little more intimately, right? If you like,
that's right.
You go through it and you're like, this is why I got this, and this is why I like this. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's basically just it's games and politics, and a little Breaking Bad up there. And
see, when I was watching some Rash Nash, I was looking up there and I'm like, where are those little guys up there?
And if you're a Patreon, you know.
And now, yeah, I know because I was just looking at it. Breaking Bad dudes.
So today, what are we going to talk about? Because you brought up some ideas. We could talk about some top news stories of the year, since we are getting near the end of the year.
Yes.
And so, in case you haven't watched us before, we try to keep it a little light. So we're not going to get too negative or deep on anything too serious here.
Yeah, we're actually we like to have beers and drinks while we're doing this. So.
Exactly. I don't want to be getting super depressed with the worst news stories of the year. So instead, we'll do some weird stuff, including the FIFA thing that I did a video on it yesterday, but it's worth getting your thoughts on this as a normie.
Yeah,
the normie's thoughts on Trump winning a FIFA Peace Prize, and if you're impressed.
So I was having like dinner last night, and I saw that Trump had won the FIFA Peace Prize. I'm like, the fuck is that? And then, sure enough, in the algorithm, Rational National video came up, and I'm like, oh, throw it on. So I was like, to me and my wife, I was like, Dave made a video about this. We got to watch it. So,
come to learn, it's about nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
It never existed before Trump got it.
It's the inaugural.
It's the inaugural.
Will they have it again? Probably not.
No, I really don't think so. In fact, let's watch and laugh at this ridiculous video.
Please welcome the very first winner of the FIFA Peace Prize, the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Please. Mr. President, this is your prize. This is your Peace Prize. There is also a beautiful medal for you that you can wear.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Right now. Okay.
It's so ridiculous.
Fantastic. Excellent. Please.
His face at the end. It's like, yeah.
He's so proud of himself. He's
yeah.
Like, that's right.
I did it.
I
got
did
the FIFA Peace Prize. The soccer people gave me a Peace Prize. He really wanted the Nobel Peace Prize, didn't he not?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
That was never going to happen.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Clearly, you were not impressed as a normie watching this.
I'm not. It doesn't like make me mad. I just find it super funny.
That's how I feel. Like I'm not mad about this because this doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's just so I think it's a great example of how ridiculous the world that we live in is. Like this, I have a hard time going back and watching movies where like there's the president in the movie somewhere because that used to be viewed in media culture as like this prestigious like role, like, oh, he's the president of the United States. Oh, Mr. President. But now you're watching these fucking movies and it's like that guy's now Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like, this role doesn't actually, it doesn't mean anything.
Who's your favorite movie president of all time? I got one.
The only one that comes to mind is Harrison Ford because the commercials.
That's the correct answer.
It's really because the commercials for Air Force One.
Oh man, Air Force One was so good.
Get off my plane.
It was so good. I have it on VHS and it's
that's the line, right? Get off my plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get off my plane.
Get off my plane.
And I think he punches it. It's Gary Oldman who's the bad guy.
Oh.
Yeah, so and
I like Gary Oldman.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great movie.
I should go back and watch. What other
I think it was from 97, I want to say.
So, what other president actors would be in the running for that?
What do you mean?
Like, name some other actors that were president in a movie.
Bill Pullman, Independence Day. Excellent.
Okay, yeah.
When he does the speech.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even American, and I was like, I'm ready to go fight some aliens when he did that speech. Who else? I think Michael Douglas played the president. I think he did. Maybe I'm wrong. Kevin Kline?
You're the movie buff.
The American President, where he falls in love with, I can't remember the actress's name. I'm pretty sure it was Michael Douglas.
I could see him playing a president.
I might be wrong. But.
So Harrison Ford wins.
Yeah. Harrison Ford definitely wins.
The rest clearly aren't as memorable. Okay.
Oh, Morgan Freeman in Deep Impact was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Morgan Freeman's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's always great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I haven't seen too many. I feel overwhelmed now watching movies, man. There's just so many all the time coming out on streaming and coming out in the theater and stuff. I still haven't seen one battle after another, and Paul Thomas Anderson's my favorite director, and I haven't seen it yet. And I've been actively avoiding spoilers, like on Twitter and stuff.
And you're someone who doesn't normally do that. Like I remember when the first scene in The Dark Knight Rises leaked, and you were like all over that. You're like,
yes,
like, I gotta watch that now.
Yeah,
it's like I want to go and clean. I don't want to know any of this stuff.
I know. I actually, when The Dark Knight came out, I was so obsessed. And before it came out, there was like a Facebook group, and some guy's like, I've seen The Dark Knight, ask me anything. And so I DM'd him, and I'm like, just tell me the ending, man. I don't even care. I just need to know how it ends. And he did. He told me how it ended. And I was like, that's cool.
What? No, I can't. I'm not that kind of person.
I know. But for this movie in particular, I love Paul Thomas Anderson so much. So I'm really trying to stay away because he makes such good movies.
Yeah, but didn't he cast that horrible actor Paul Dano in one of his movies?
I love Paul Dano. And
so in case you missed that story, what's his name? Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
Like, talk shit about Paul Dano out of nowhere for no reason. And actually, I learned on the Leftist Mafia podcast this week that the likely reasoning behind that is because Paul Dano I did something like he stood up in defense of Gaza, and Tarantino is apparently like a massive Zionist.
Oh,
so there's maybe a political underlying reason as to why Tarantino said what he said, because it's very weird to try and claim that Paul Dano's not a good actor.
Oh, absolutely. There Will Be Blood is probably my favorite movie. If not, it's guaranteed in my top 3. But when I watched that movie for the first time, I remember watching it. I was at home. Still lived with my parents at the time. I think it was like 2007. And I was watching it, and then my dad came in, and he's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "It's called There Will Be Blood, Paul Thomas Anderson movie," which means nothing to him. And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he sat down, and he was glued to it, watched the whole thing with me. That was the first time I ever watched it. I'm like, at the end, I'm like, I think that's the best movie I might have seen up until this point in my life. And I think it truly was. And Boogie Nights also.
Oh, that's a great
Boogie
movie.
Nights is in my top 3 as well. So
I think I saw There Will Be Blood with you.
oh, I'm sure.
I think that's the only time I ever saw it. I enjoyed it, but I don't.
You've only seen it one time?
Yeah, I don't watch many movies more than once unless there's like some nostalgic reason. Like I watched The Breakfast Club like a bunch of times. I watched Christmas movies, many of them several times.
Yeah.
The Wedding Singer, I've watched many times.
Great movie.
So there are some like that I remember from being a kid that I really enjoy that I'll watch, but anything I've watched as an adult, I don't know. I can't even. Requiem for a Dream is maybe one of the only movies I've seen as an adult that I've watched multiple times. But like, apart from that, and I love that movie, but it's so depressing. But I can't think of many others that I've.
Paul Dano was great in There Will Be Blood. We can agree on that. He definitely wasn't the weakest part of the movie, like Tarantino said. And when Paul Dano got cast as the Riddler in the Batman movie, I'm like, that is perfect casting.
Oh yeah, he was great.
That is perfect casting. Oh yeah, yeah, he was great. He's a great actor, and I love how the internet has just like totally come to his defense. Yeah. And they're like, Paul Dano's amazing.
I've seen other directors come out, like Ben Stiller came out and like defended Paul Dano, like several others did. Yeah,
yeah, everybody.
I feel like
everybody loves him.
I gotta wonder what some of these people think of Quentin Tarantino. Like, what would they say about him behind closed doors? Because clearly, they if they're willing to come out and go completely against what Tarantino said, then they really don't have any high opinion of him.
Okay, well, I'm sure somebody listening to this has heard the story about how Fiona Apple, right? Remember Fiona Apple? Mm-hmm. She was dating or engaged to Paul Thomas Anderson. And one night, Paul Thomas Anderson and Quentin Tarantino, who are friends, they were doing a bunch of cocaine one night.
Whose story is this?
This is Fiona Apple's. And she said she stopped doing cocaine after that night because it was so unbearable listening to these two guys talk about movies. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, it would be so much. It would be way too intense. It'd be way too much. No.
Quentin Tarantino seems like somebody he's too overwhelming without any drugs. I can't imagine.
Imagine in 1997, him and Paul Thomas Anderson in a room just talking about, oh no, it's 70 millimeter film. Oh yeah, no, you gotta cast that person. And I'd be like, oh my God. It'd be so pretentious. It'd be the worst conversation I ever heard.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not in that world. Not my thing.
We talked off camera about our favorite, like maybe movies of the year.
Well, this was my plan. I haven't watched much this year because I don't watch many current movies. But I was going to ask you your top 3 movies of the year, and I was going to say my top 3 games of the year.
Right.
And then we would just discuss each. Do you have a top 3 or?
I really don't. Like, I saw Sinners, and
actually, I want to see that, so no spoilers.
I won't give you any spoilers.
Okay, that's good.
Well-made film. Michael B. Jordan's good in it. Everybody's pretty good in it, but I don't see the hype. I don't see this as like the best movie of the year. Like, I've seen movies like this, and I was honestly, man, and like, I know I'm probably in the minority here. I was disappointed by Sinners. It was like a bit of a musical at times, and I'm a horror movie fanatic, so I was excited to see it. And it was just paint by numbers. We're stuck in a building.
Okay, no more. I want to go.
And it's like
I want to go in. I want to go in fresh. That's too much information.
It was fine, but it wasn't like the best movie of the year. Not even close. Not for me. No way.
I also want to see Weapons, which I hear is really good too. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I saw Weapons. I like Weapons more than Sinners. That's for sure. But same thing.
Okay, don't say anymore. That one I really want to go in completely fresh. Okay, so
why do people think they're like, oh, the best movie of the year? Like, it's a fine movie.
How about this? What did you see this year that you were surprised by? That you were like, oh my God, this is better than I thought. New or not, it doesn't have to be like a new movie. It could be like something you just found on like Netflix or something.
Oh man,
Because don't you watch a lot of movies, but I assume you watch a lot of the same movies over and over again.
I do. RoboCop's pretty good from 1987.
Actually,
RoboCop's an actual masterpiece as far as I'm concerned.
So I may or may not have seen that as a kid. I don't remember, but I did see RoboCop this year as an adult for the first time, so I could actually remember it, and it was really good. And then I watched RoboCop 2, and I really did not like it. And I was told
don't watch RoboCop 3.
I know. I was told 3 was the really bad one. 2 to me is pretty terrible.
2 has a special spot in my heart because I had it on tape as a kid, and I do like 2. 1, but 1 is like a legitimate 80s masterpiece.
It also doesn't need a sequel. I feel like that's just
it didn't, but it did well. So
yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't like honestly. I don't know. It's hard to just come up the top of your head. Just a movie that you've seen this year. The movie ending that I remembered the most this year was the new,
without spoiling it.
I won't spoil it, but the ending of a movie that I remembered the most this year was the new Final Destination movie.
Oh, I saw that.
I went and saw it in theater, and the very end of the movie, like the last scene of the movie.
Yeah, I
remember it because I was like, wasn't expecting it, and then the whole crowd was like, "Oh!" You know what I mean?
I was surprised by it too, but I don't know.
It was fine.
Yeah, it's not like
it's a Final Destination.
Yeah, exactly. You can't really expect too much, but I was entertained. Like it kept my interest in a way that it can be hard for movies. I have a hard time watching a movie that is like that I know is going to be over an hour and a half. Because if it's
really?
If I see the runtime and it's like over 90 minutes, I'm like, oh, okay, this better be fucking good.
See, I feel like
I'm sitting here.
Studios are making movies longer now because I know the whole idea is to have turnover, right? So that the movie can play a bunch of times at the movie theater and then they get their money, right?
Yeah.
But the longer the movie is, the less tickets they can sell to that specific movie if the movie's longer, right? So typically, movies are an hour and a half, 2 hours, and now you're seeing like 3-hour movies like Chris Nolan's Odyssey, I'm sure will be 3 hours long. You know what I mean? But I feel like
I can't sit in a seat that long.
People's viewing habits have changed. Like you could watch the movie at home essentially 2 weeks after its theatrical release. And people binge watch TV shows for like hours at a time. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And the thing, like, I'm of two minds when it comes to theater versus home, because I totally think the theater experience should continue and it should be coveted. Like this is not something that should go away. I think it's really important for
I love going
sort of like a communal experience watching a movie on a big screen. That's great. At the same time, I physically can't sit in the same seat for that long without having to go pee. So if a movie's 3 hours,
we went and saw Oppenheimer.
I know. I'm amazed I was able to stay in the seat that long because I thought for sure at some point I was going to have to get up, but it kept my interest long enough. I think that the scenes in that movie they're quick enough where it's paced really well.
Yeah,
it doesn't sit too long in one spot. So a movie like that, it's a little easier to sit down and sit through it. But I don't know. I have a hard time sitting in the same spot for that long.
Well, that's why you go pee before you sit down.
I do, and it doesn't fucking know. I really have to go in like without a drink.
I know.
That works out just fine.
I do, like when I really want to see a movie, I'll go see it in the theater. Like, and I enjoy that. But here's another thing with Netflix buying Warner Brothers, which I hate.
Oh my god,
I think it's terrible. I don't want.
We're all going to be under like just one single corporation at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's what I was thinking. I was like, let's have monopolies and now what? Now the Batman Part 2 is just gonna come out on Netflix and I can't go see it in the theater. Like I fucking hope.
And I'm sure the prices will stay exactly where they are and not continue to rise. It feels like every 6 months they're going up by $5.
I talked about this on the radio yesterday because that's when the news broke, and I was like, this is not good. This is not a good thing. I know Warner Brothers was for sale for a while, but having Netflix buy it, that's a slippery slope. I hope it actually gets stopped somehow. Like,
I have a hard time believing the Trump administration is going to care, especially if he's being bribed in some way. Like, He'll probably get the Warner Brothers Peace Prize delivered to him by Batman himself.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like,
thank,
Donald.
thank you, Donald, for saving the country.
Yes, Donald. You are the first recipient of the Warner Brothers Netflix Peace Prize.
He'll get his own Batmobile.
Yeah.
Like they'll do something for him where he's fat and happy.
Can't drive. Would probably make a movie called Fat Man starring Donald Trump. Stupid loser.
Hey, now he might watch this.
I hate Donald Trump.
What?
Anyway, big news stories of the year.
Yeah. So what are some big news stories that come to mind? That again, things that may not be important. They don't have to be important. In fact, maybe it's better they're not important. But just stuff that was weird or surprise. Like the one that comes to mind for me. This is not really a big news story, but it was so surprising and weird to me, and I still don't know what it is and if there's any merit to it. It's the email from the Epstein files where Trump blowing Bubba.
Yeah.
Where like people are saying, oh, they're just joking, but they asked Mark Epstein. This is Jeffrey Epstein's brother, who didn't know he had a brother, but he does. Asked him who Bubba is, and all he said was that it's not Bill Clinton, and he wouldn't say anything else. So the fact that he's being so silent about it makes me think there actually is more to it, because otherwise he would just say, oh, we were just joking. But he didn't say that. He just didn't give information. So what the hell is that all about? So it's not really like an important news story, I guess, but
Where are we?
know.
Where
it's
are
very
we
weird.
with that now? Because it went to the Senate. They said yes, release it, and now what?
Don't fucking ask. I'm barely paying attention to what's happening with Trump at this point because it's too much. I'm like, you know what? Let me focus my attention on things that can matter a little closer to home. Like I discuss more Doug Ford now, and
yeah,
try to do more Canadian content generally.
Uncle Dougie.
Did you see this? So anyone that doesn't know, Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, this week it came out that he spent over $112 million this year on ads.
Oh,
ads, breaking his own previous record of spending on ads.
It's not even an election.
No.
Time. I do know that they are still spending money on PPE at the pandemic peak levels still. And when they
threw much of that stuff out.
Well, they're saying they burn the stuff that they don't use and they convert it into energy by burning it.
Okay.
Literally the most corrupt provincial government of all
they
time.
are literally burning money. Not to like the over $100 million given to clients of his campaign manager, like through the skills development fund, like just
David
a slush
Piccini?
fund. Yeah, he's in charge of that. But it's just the level of corruption that is allowed to happen now. I think is so, at least largely in part to Donald Trump and the culture he's created with politics and what he's been able to get away with. It has allowed these conservative governments like Doug Ford to get away with this kind of corruption because people they're overwhelmed, I think, by how much of it there is. And people have sort of tuned out a lot of the news. Me as someone who covers news, I've tuned out a lot of the news because I simply I couldn't function as a person if I tried to absorb everything that comes out every single day because there's just too much of it.
I work in a newsroom and it's I see it every day. Like especially provincially. And I find that a lot of people, and maybe this social media is to blame, but a lot of people, like I'll say this about the conservatives and the federal conservatives in Canada. They're really good at just blaming and shit posting.
That's all they do.
Like,
are they good at it, or is that all they do?
Well, they literally do it. Well, yeah, it's literally all they do because they're not in power. So what else are they going to do, right? They're just going to shit post and no solutions or anything, just liberal bad, right? So that message federally has been taken because people who aren't up to date on how, municipal, provincial, and federal governments work. In Ontario here, we have a conservative government. They're a progressive conservative government. And people will vote and just be like,
which is to be clear, the name of the party is Progressive Conservative.
Yeah.
They aren't actually progressive in any way.
No.
It's a conservative party.
They are the Progressive Conservatives of Ontario.
Yeah.
Anyway, but people they hated Justin Trudeau so much, right? And in Ontario, they're like, well, if it's liberal, then it's automatically bad, and then they vote for Doug Ford, and like literally voting against their own interests without any provocation of anything else.
It's because I mean you're right. Because they're so consistent on the message that liberals are bad.
Yeah,
it's permeated news generally, where it's just become like a cultural thing to just assume that everything they're doing is bad. And to be fair, I would argue now, yes. Mark Carney is essentially a progressive conservative. He's like Brian Mulroney. That's 100%. That's how he's governing.
100%.
But the way the conservatives treated the budget, you'd think it was like, socialism coming. That he tabled a conservative budget to the point where he had his own liberal MP, Nate Erskine-Smith, coming out criticizing it.
Dude,
he still backed it, but he criticized it for how conservative it was.
They've had liberal MPs resigning and from committees that the liberals have set up, especially because of this new Ottawa Alberta pipeline deal. Some of them are like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
Yeah, no, it's just because it's to a level where I don't know. He's getting away with it. Like Mark Carney has been able to develop this image where he comes off as somebody who is very competent, especially when you have Donald Trump next door and Pierre Poilievre as the opposition leader. Like having these fucking clowns as the people that are supposedly in opposition to Mark Carney really, I think, helps to elevate Mark Carney to a level that he does not deserve, because Carney's able to just communicate as somebody who sounds intelligent. Yeah, as somebody who seems to know what he's doing, and you could argue does know what he's doing, but he's doing it in a very pro business sense and not from the perspective of the working class. And the way he campaigned, especially when it comes to housing, he left it open to the idea that there would be some proper investments into public housing, and potentially even like government run, or I should say, a government run program to build housing as opposed to giving it to private companies. But of course, it's all just a PPP, which is public-private partnerships, where they're just handing this money to these developers to build houses. And that is not at all what it seemed like to many people what he was discussing while he was running. But he was vague enough that he's able to get away with it. And now that he's in, like, nothing's really happened. Like, there's been a lot of talk.
The budget just came out. It had housing in it and
but
stuff.
Even the promises there are so underwhelming to how he campaigned.
Housing advocates have looked at it and they're like, you're not going to build enough.
Yeah, this is not going to nearly address, especially considering he was talking about, this is a wartime effort, like in World War II when we built it's nowhere near the level that he claims to have wanted to do. But they're able to get away with it because
they're all a bunch of fucking
Pierre
dorks, man.
I do feel like if there was a more competent conservative leader that was able to challenge Carney in a proper way, and not to mention any NDP leader, because they just have an interim leader right now. There is no head of the party there. Yeah. That there would be a little more responsibility and potentially something better coming out of it.
Well, I'm sure your viewers would not like to hear any more about Canadian politics.
They would love it, actually. Some of my better videos recently are about Canadian politics. You know what people,
I'm interested in Canadian politics.
You know what people are actually tired of, and I am too, is Donald Trump. Often when I do a Trump video, which isn't often anymore because again, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Those videos don't perform well generally because people are just there's nothing new to say about Trump. It's like, yep, this is crazy. There it is. Like my video about the FIFA Peace Prize really could have been like 30 seconds long. Like, this is ridiculous. Obviously, no explanation needed. Look at how fucking stupid everything is. The end. Like, what else can I say to that?
I did enjoy hearing about the FIFA Peace Prize a lot, though.
Okay, as long as you
just because I was like, this is so dumb. This is like if my parents on my birthday were like, Miles, you are the king of the house for the day. I was like, please bestow it upon myself.
It's more like if it was on your sister's birthday and you felt jealous that it was her birthday and not yours. That, Miles, don't worry, we got something for you. Here you go, king of the house.
That's right. See that? See that? I am the king. Top 3 news stories of the year. Let's do it.
Okay,
For me,
go.
Canadian election,
Yeah,
Charlie Kirk's assassination,
sure.
and I don't know.
I mean, I'm really trying not to bring up a genocide here because that's just like ultimately.
Don't bring up the genocide yet.
That's all. We don't need to talk about it, but that ultimately is like the major news story of the past couple of years.
Oh, here.
But
apparently, the Batman Part 2 production was going to have Emma Stone have a role in it, and she
top news story of the year,
and she turned it down. And then Scarlett Johansson told her team, "Well, if Emma turns it down, we are pursuing that aggressively." And guess what? Now Scarlett's in the movie, and I prefer Scarlett Johansson
over Emma Stone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
don't
do.
know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Sorry,
I don't know.
that's just how I feel.
I almost rather than just I don't know, get some unknown. Make a little different.
There's an actor named Caleb Landry Jones. If you watch movies,
I don't.
He was Lewis in Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
And he was also in Get Out. He was the brother of Allison Williams, that creep at dinner. He won an award as best actor for the movie Knit Ram, which is Martin backwards, which is about Australia's, I think maybe only mass shooter. I haven't seen that movie yet, but I really want to see it.
And then they changed all their laws.
I love this guy. I want to see him in a villain role. I think he'd be excellent. That's all I got to say.
Why don't you direct movies then?
I could be a casting director.
a couple weeks ago, you're like, we should write a script. I'm like, I'm not an English major. I can't write.
I have an idea for a movie. I'm not going to say it here, but we should write it.
You know how many people that write movies professionally and never get anything actually created, even though they may have an amazing script, but the right eyes didn't see it, went nowhere.
All we need is
we can't write anything.
Somebody may be watching right now, and
you're wearing a fucking Yankees cap. I just realized. What are you doing? What is this? Horrible.
This is for the culture. This is not for the team whatsoever, man.
What culture?
The hip hop culture.
We're fixing this right now. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yankees lost, by the way.
Oh, I was happy that, man, I got 2 Jays hats at home. I just like, with the rap music.
All right there, Jay-Z.
East Coast. It's true.
It's not 1999 anymore, Miles. That era's done.
It is in my heart. A couple weekends ago, David's birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you want to reveal?
I revealed it on the podcast. The podcast was not published on my channel this week. But yeah, it was my birthday 2 weeks ago. What age did I turn?
40. Dave's 40.
40 years old.
I'm 40, age 42.
Yeah, we're not surprised by that.
I know.
But I'm 40. What?
Yeah, David is 40 now.
No, that's ridiculous.
What were we going to talk about?
My birthday? What happened on my birthday? I don't know what happened.
So our other roommate from college came over.
Yeah.
We drank. We had a good time. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I had fun that time.
It was fun.
Man, I was going to say something else, but I don't know. Anyway, David is 40 years old.
Some wisdom for me as a 40-year-old. What do I need to know? What wisdom can you part on me as somebody who's as old as you are?
Just keep your cool, man.
just keep my cool.
Just keep your cool.
Keep my cool.
It's basically
I already lost it. It's over.
You just got to keep your cool.
You know, last week I did one video on the channel, which is like I almost always do at least 3 videos.
That's a sign that maybe you need a little vacation.
I absolutely need a vacation. Even like just a staycation. I just need to not open my phone to any sort of news app or social media app for a week.
I suggest you take 1 week. Send your child off to the grandparents. And
That's
you
a
just,
long time though.
you just do what you want to do. Yeah, but you can FaceTime them. I'm also not.
I don't mind if he's
I'm
here. I just
also
wanna
not a
work.
father.
Just send him off.
Just send him away for a week, man. Chill. Do everything you like. Have a bath.
So, yeah, for
Put
me,
some fucking Epsom salts in there. All right.
my son for me is not like the stress point. For me, it's having to engage with news at all.
Oh, I
It's
know.
just like, oh god, it's so exhausting.
I do news, but I don't do it in depth like you do.
But like once you leave the office, though, you get to just like turn it off, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's always here.
You need to not go on Twitter so much.
No, but that's where news breaks. Unfortunately,
I know.
I would let I've seen people have come at me. I should say people, robots on social media because I can't believe they're people have come at me saying, "I can't believe you still use Twitter. It's so offensive to support that Nazi side." Like, it's my job to follow what's going on. Like the fact that I have to engage with Twitter is something that I don't do to support Elon Musk. I do it out of necessity for my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different.
I feel like Elon Musk is not going to own Twitter for very long.
It's already.
Twitter is a fucking cesspool.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
It really is.
That's just what it is now.
It's got all the news on there.
I like Blue Sky though. Blue Sky's cool, except occasionally there's some topics. There's some things where people go they're a little too overboard. It's like, those
That's
those,
all of social media.
Those crazy liberals that I don't think exist. They exist on Blue Sky.
Oh, for sure they do. There's an extreme right and an extreme left.
But I want to be clear.
Both intolerable.
No, they're not the same.
They're not the same, but they're insufferable, I should say.
But yes. But one is actively destructive to society. The other is just mildly annoying.
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
But what are we? Oh, we're at 37 minutes.
All right, that's good enough for
I
me.
think that's good. Get the fucking at least do it like that. Can't believe I didn't notice.
Let's go watch Woodstock 99 highlights.
No, Leafs game's on tonight. We're gonna watch the Leafs. They're gonna beat the Montreal Canadiens.
They might.
I hope so.
They haven't been playing well this year.
What? 3 games in a row. Anyways,
good to see you guys.
bye.